Governor Andy Beshear today entering the debate over Mitch McConnell's health and his future status in the U.S. Senate. Can he keep on serving? The governor wants answers, but Republicans say his move is purely political on this. Our political reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez also explains the process to fill a vacancy for a U.S. Senate seat if that were to happen.
A request for transparency. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, a Democrat, is asking for a direct update from Mitch McConnell's staff about the senator's current condition, saying Kentuckians have grown increasingly concerned about the 84-year-old's ability to hold office. In a letter sent to McConnell's team, Beshear writes, "As public office holders, we have made a commitment to our constituents to do our best to represent them and to always be transparent. I believe this requires clear communication about one's ability to serve."
That is probably the most shameless political stunt I've seen in my public life.
Kentucky Republicans, like State Attorney General Russell Coleman, are pushing back.
There is a modicum of privacy, most certainly, that he deserves. Maybe this hits me uniquely close to home. I was privileged to serve as his legal counsel.
The sentiment around Mitch McConnell's health and the limited details from his office is starkly different depending on who you ask. Coleman is a close friend of the senator's. He tells me he's been in touch with him since his hospitalization.
There is a point where those that you elect to these offices have a modicum of privacy. And I'm not going to expand on where that line is.
Then you have former Jefferson County Republican Party Chair Jack Richardson with this message for the governor.
As far as I'm concerned, Beshear can shove it because he's never been honest with the Kentucky people.
Here's what Beshear said about McConnell during his last Team Kentucky News briefing on July 2nd.
We have received no information, no updates. If he's been in the hospital for several weeks, they need to communicate more directly.
McConnell is retiring in January. The election to select his replacement is set for November. If, for any reason, he can't complete his term, Kentucky law requires a special election. The party's nominees, in this case Republican Andy Barr and Democrat Charles Booker, would go head-to-head to decide who fills the open Senate seat until January 3rd.
We shouldn't just have one person in Frankfort making the decision for the entire state.
Republican Kevin Bratcher, a former state representative, helped pass that law in 2024, taking the power away from the governor, who used to be able to appoint the person to temporarily fill a U.S. Senate vacancy. Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS 11, on your side.
The last update we've heard from McConnell's office about his health is that he is still recovering in the hospital and improving. The U.S. Senate, by the way, goes back into a session this coming Monday, July 13th.